What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and so far the Obi Wan Kenobi series for Disney Plus has been an absolute disaster for Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. From initially pulling Ewan McGregor up there on stage, saying that they're ready to go, they have all the scripts done, only to have to backtrack later and say that they lied to us, that they did not have all the scripts done, and in fact, the little that they did have done had to be ripped up and thrown away because it was such garbage. And that's what happens when Kathleen Kennedy touches any of these projects. Well, now we finally have some more information about Obi-Wan, as it supposedly is getting ready to film next year. And what we've seen, and the fact that we know Kathleen Kennedy is attached to this project, it really makes you think, is this thing really about to go as woke as we think? Well, look at what we just found out. From Bounding Into Comics, alleged casting call reveals Disney Plus Obi Wan Kenobi Star Wars series seeking BIPOC female co-lead and Latinx supporting actor. We have the casting call list, the people that they're looking for to star alongside Ewan McGregor. In fact, co-lead in this series. Now, we've all been a little bit worried about this once we found out that they had no idea what they were doing. I have said from the beginning, I firmly think that they're going to pull from the expanded universe, just like they do with all of these things. After throwing it away and saying, we don't need this, they pull it out and try to present it as their own, just like we're seeing in a lot of ways with The Mandalorian. But this casting call specifically has people thinking, wow, it really seems like Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of this. A new casting call alleged to have been issued by the crew of the planned Disney Plus Obi Wan Kenobi series has revealed that the series is looking to focus on diversity in its casting with a BIPOC. So what that means, if you don't know, is Black Indigenous Person of Color. That's what that stands for. And a Latinx actor among the identities specifically sought to join the cast alongside series lead Ewan McGregor. We'll see if he ends up actually being the series lead or not, or maybe he's just there just for name recognition to introduce another strong, powerful woman for Kathleen Kennedy. And for the record, nearly everyone I've talked to hates, if they are Latino or Latina, they hate the term Latinx. It's been Latino and Latina for fucking ever. You're trying to invent words for woke points, and it's absolutely stupid. It's first reported by the Illuminati. The supposed casting call specifically notes that it is looking for a female BIPOC, Black and or Indigenous Person of Color co-lead. Co-lead, yes. And here's the list right here. Riley, aka Eve, female, 20 to 25, co-lead. A female Black Indigenous Person of Color whose character details are being kept under wraps. And the thing that stands out there is, one, obviously, they're looking for a female Black and or Indigenous Person of Color, as long as they're not white, right? Anything other than white. We want anything as long as you're not white. That is the descriptor there. I'm not even fucking shitting. That's what that means. And the fact that it's going to be the co-lead. I think a lot of us thought that Ewan McGregor would be the star of this show, but of course, we may be wrong indeed. Then you have another supporting character, Tia, female, 30s, supporting BIPOC, Black Indigenous Person of Color. Then you have another man in here, a man that's just going to be there for comedic relief. Harold, male, late 20s to 30s, supporting a quirky comedic male. Interesting, they don't put any descriptor in there. Does that mean you want a white person? You didn't put Harold Caucasian. You didn't put Harold white. You just didn't put any diversity indications after his name. And then Bella, female, 40s, supporting Latinx, as I like to say. This is the casting call that is out there. Now, this is from the Illuminati. They're the ones that broke a lot of this down. 3 actresses, 2 who are relatively unknown by American audiences, have received callbacks for the key co-lead role of Riley. Their identities are I don't know how to pronounce that, Thuso Mbedu, I think, Anula Navlakar. These people are fairly unknown to American audiences, evidently. And then you do have Naomi Scott, who is well known and also was just in the Disney movie Aladdin, the remake, the trash Aladdin remake. Those are the people they're looking at right now, reportedly on the shortlist that got callbacks for the co-lead in this show. And as I say this, the reaction that I saw from a lot of people were like, here we go again. It's clear that Kathleen Kennedy is in charge of this project. I do have to point out that just because you cast a minority in a role, I don't think makes something woke. I saw a lot of people reacting that way, like, oh wow, it's going to be a black woman, must be woke. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but when you look at this casting sheet, when you look at this focus on diversity and representation, it definitely seems like there's going to be a lot of women involved in this show. There's going to be a co-lead woman involved in this show, and the fact that they're specifically looking for black or indigenous people of color, anyone who's a minority, as long as they're not white, it does make you think. What are they going to do with this show? I'm not sure anyone knows at this point. But I did think it was interesting. The first place I saw this actually was Ichibaka, Obi-Wan to be outdone by Whammon. He reports a lot of the same things. Here is that screenshot of those casting details like we just talked about. We all know they're going to show Obi-Wan a thing or two about the Force, which is now gobbledygook under Disney. Here's a prediction that Stephen Wayne Art made back in September 2019. Listen to this. Something tells me that Obi Wan Kenobi, the failure, will learn many valuable lessons from many competent females in the galaxy. Lessons that make him a wise old Ben Kenobi we meet in A New Hope. A name he'll probably get branded by one of these strong, independent women. Well, you know, that was in 2019. It looks like that prediction may end up becoming accurate. Now, like I said, I do think they're going to pull a lot from the Obi Wan Kenobi novel. This right here. Let me pull this out for you guys. I've talked about, this is the wrong book. I looked back and grabbed the wrong thing. I think they're going to pull a lot from this book, Kenobi. Now, to be fair, in this book, there is a very strong female role in it, Annalene. She is pretty darn important to the book and does get fairly close to Ben Kenobi. Could that be where the inspiration is pulled from for this? Probably, because these people aren't creative. They have no creativity. They have nothing to do but pull from things that have already been done that they told us didn't happen. That Kathleen Kennedy tried to tell us wasn't source material. And the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is so heavily involved in this series, I think makes everyone have doubts immediately about this. Disney Star Wars, despite some of the goodwill that The Mandalorian has generated among some people who said that, you know, F Disney Star Wars, I don't think that it's going to do much for anything that Kathleen Kennedy is specifically involved in. And she is specifically involved in this. Interested to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think about the casting call? Do you think that this show is going to go full identity politics, is going to go full woke, is going to show Obi Wan Kenobi learning from powerful Whammon because he's just not good enough? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.